Today I'm going to be talking about Rolve's new game that they released as a test, and it is called Enforcement, which is a Call of Duty style 6v6 shooter. And I'm gonna give you my first impressions on it. I haven't played it that much or unlocked that many things, but I'm just gonna give you my first impressions, tell you what I really think about it. So first, I'm gonna go over the cons of the game, and that's gonna bring me to talk about the maps. So the maps feel like they're small to medium size. They're not really that big, but even though they're not really that big, they have really long lines of sight, which makes it easy to get shot from anywhere. And a lot of the time, the maps have multiple long lines of sight on like one part of the map, which means you can get shot from multiple angles, and it makes the pace feel a lot slower because people will end up hesitating to move out of their spots, and they'll end up just getting killed near spawn. And the spawns don't always switch too, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I just feel like the maps really could use less long lines of sight because they're already small enough. I think if there's like more corners or something, people would be less hesitant to move out, and they would actually rush a little bit more. It feels really campy because people are too afraid to get shot out of spawn. And that's gonna bring me to talk about spawns. Honestly, the spawns are probably the worst part about this game. It's actually very common to get spawn killed or see an enemy spawn, or even just like get shot from someone who is behind you after you just spawned from there. And this is also combined with the long lines of sight on the small maps, which makes spawn camping way too easy, and it's probably the most optimal way to play the game. It honestly makes the snipers feel overpowered on some maps because some snipers don't get hit markers, such as the intervention. I used the intervention, never got a hit marker with it. This means you can literally just insta-kill anybody coming out of spawn, and it's really easy to not trigger a spawn flip. You just sit across the map and you can just see spawn from your side of the map. So it's really easy to one-shot, one-kill people coming out of spawn, and there really is no reason to move from a spot if you can just one-shot everyone coming out of their spawn. So I think this is a pretty big con that's really killing the pace of the game. Also, this is after I've already started editing as well. About the spawns, you can actually see enemies zooming to their spawn when they respawn after they're already dead, and you can know exactly where they're gonna spawn because of that. So yeah, I think that's just a weird glitch, but it'll probably get patched eventually. But now we're gonna get into some of the better things. I'm gonna talk about the style and the aesthetic of the game. So this game was obviously meant to be similar to Call of Duty. It feels kind of like Modern Warfare 2019 in a way, or maybe like classic Modern Warfare 2. The menus and stuff look pretty cool. I like the voice lines too, it really gives you that feeling. The game has different factions, make it feel like you're really in a war. And I like that, it gives it a certain flair, gives it style. Kind of like the old Call of Duty games. And I'm going to talk about the gunplay. The gunplay was the smoothest part of the game by far. For example, I really liked sniping because even though the scoping in was really slow, it was compensated with higher no-scope accuracy, and the hit detection was really smooth. Every time I shot someone, the hit registered. It felt like there was no problems with it. I didn't have dead upon shot register or anything like that. It felt smooth. Although there are long lines of sight on most maps, the TTK feels slower with most of the guns. So you can be slightly more aggressive. It allows you to rush a little bit more, which I like. Most of the guns felt like they were good in their own unique way. It felt like you could get something done with any gun. And I also like how there's a kill streak system. There is a tactical nuke kill streak, but I've never gotten it. It's actually kind of difficult to get streaks, I feel like. Or it's definitely going to be difficult to get a nuke because you need a 30 kill streak. Not just 30 kills. A 30 kill streak, 30 kills without dying. That's the way it was in COD back then. It used to be like 25, but in some games it's 30. But yeah, I like that. I can't wait to see if someone gets a nuke, or maybe I could eventually even get a nuke. There is one weird thing about the gunplay though. It's really common to see trades where two people kill each other at the same time. I find that a lot of the time I get killed by someone who I've already killed. This might be because maybe the bullets are not hit scan, they might be projectile. Maybe projectile bullets make the hit detection feel smooth too, but I'm not really sure. But overall, the gunplay felt smooth, and I actually really liked how it felt. I also like the customization. There is a gunsmith mechanic just like MW 2019. It allows you to customize your weapons with camos and attachments. It gives you unlockables, it gives you something to work towards in the game, which I really like. And the perk system looks promising too. It looks like you have some pretty good perks in there and you can make some interesting builds to really optimize your gameplay and make you play better. And yeah, I think that's a good thing because since there's unlock tokens, you have things to work towards and you can keep playing because you have things you need to unlock. Overall, right now, I think I would give this game a C+. Now I know C+ is kinda low, but it's because the spawns paired with the long lines of sight just really kill the pace of the matches. This game is supposed to be really fast paced, as it says in the description, but it honestly makes camping the most viable way to play because you can just spawn trap people so easily, and they usually stick to one side of the map. However, that's not to say this game is bad or anything. It reminded me of the older Call of Duties in a way with its aesthetics and smooth gunplay. The hit detection was really spot on, which gives it a lot of potential to be a good game. The weapon customization and the perk system is also promising. You know, you can change up how your guns are, make them feel even better than they are. Your perks will give you a slight advantage, of course. And there's a lot of content considering this is an early release, which is a good sign as well because I imagine they're going to update the game more, so it'll end up having even more content. And also the maps look like they could be placeholders, so the maps are probably also subject to change. I'm pretty sure there's a map just called Quick Map, which they probably just made really quick as a test. So yeah, a lot of these could be placeholders, and the maps could get better, the spawns probably will get better too. So yeah, C+ is probably not very high, but considering this is an early version of the game, and it's only being released for 1 week, I think that's really saying something. I think that means the game has pretty good potential, and I think once this game is out, and once this game gets updates, I think it has a potential to be a B+ or an A- rank. And if it gets above that, then I think that's a great thing. I really want to grind this game, I'm excited to play it, and I'm willing to give it even more chances. I'm willing to play it as much as I can, and yeah, I'm just excited for what's ahead. Anyways, that was my short first impression of Enforcement Early Access by Rolve. Leave a comment. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What do you think of the game? I want to hear your opinions on it. Anyways, please like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.